No, I was definitely not stalling. What are you talking about? What are you talking about? Definitely not! I may have woken up a little late, and I apologize. I'll try to tack on the appropriate 10 minutes at the tail end of this. But regardless, why is it not showing up on here? Oh, for the love of... There we go. Hello there, Daniel. Hello there, Daniel Rotwind. Hope you both are doing well today. At that. Kill the music. Okay, so... Donne Kamada. My name is Sage Blake. I'm a wanderer, storyteller, artist and mature, and we've got an interesting one today. How do I put this? So, Daniel Rotwind is very much a rhythm game enthusiast, right? And I've been meaning to take a look at Project Outfox for the longest, again, because I didn't exactly show it well the last time. I pretty much stayed to the top 4 modes and that's it. I didn't exactly show the Ubiquitous Engine part of the Ubiquitous Engine, and I'm ashamed of myself, because people put a lot of work into Project Outfox and its mods and everything, and I feel like if I'm going to be playing this, I should properly show off that, yes, indeed, this game is more than just dance, pump, SMX, and techno. There are a whole bunch of other modes here. Some of them I do have songs for, others I flailed, failed, and broke down crying trying to get work, and Daniel knows that all too well. I'm staring at you, Pada. You MFing son of a beat. So to that end, I'm just going to open one of these, play 1 or 2 if possible, and if there's enough time at the end, we'll also take a look at the new songs added to the Serenity Volume 1 update. That's the current itinerary. So without further ado... Oh, trust me, Teanos, you have every right to be scared. I'm not good at rhythm games. I'm going to come out and say it. I'm going to come out swinging, come out dying. I don't play rhythm games all that often. Specifically because I don't have the dexterity for it. For an RPG, I am very clever, I'm very capable. But for something like this, I do a lot of flailing. ZSXDC. Okay, so I think I got it. And I might need to tick down the volume on this, specifically because that's gonna be loud. Let's try about there. If it's too soft, just let me know. But in the meantime, the quick explanation of Project Outfox. I'm pretty sure I've already mentioned this to Teanos and Codex and also a few other people during streams in the week. Like, no lie, yesterday I brought it up to about 3 different people who had never heard of this for the first time, and they were like, wait, this is a thing that exists? Holy shit. And let's just kill myself on this one immediately. I think I have everything set up. Oh, shoot, the failure state. Oh, the failure state. I forgot about that. Might need to set that. But regardless, Project Outfox. It's a ubiquitous rhythm game engine. What does that mean? Essentially, take a whole bunch of different rhythm games. This is an engine to play a good majority of them. If I get silent, know that I'm concentrating. And me being the person that I am, I'm prone to being skittish. which means a lot of fumbled button inputs. Crap. Yeah, I'm, my skittish side is showing. I am, I also probably shouldn't have chosen one of the harder songs to properly demonstrate this. And that probably should have remapped my controls too. Specifically, how that one's being controlled is ASDF-ZXCV. And it's a bit cramped. Like, if you have a specific peripheral, then it becomes a little better, but even then, it is possible to play all of these modes, apparently, on keyboard. I did the testing, last night, just to make sure. Also, hello, Attic. Hope you're doing well. This is Project Outfox, the Ubiquitous Rhythm Game Engine project that's being developed by Team Rizu. But if I remember correctly, Pomu and Bemu are both relatively the same, except one of them has one or two more buttons, if I remember correctly. The timing may also be different, but regardless, these two modes are relatively similar to one another. There are specific peripherals that can be used. Daniel Rotwind is going to be providing with a lot of information on the side, because he's a big fan of rhythm games. He knows a lot about them, about history of them, etc., etc. He plays them a lot too, so yeah, if you ever have any questions, he would be the one to ask. So next up on the list, this mode. And this one caught me for a loop. Because this one is controlled using the numbers 1 through 8, if I remember correctly. No. ASDF, GHJKL. So far, so good. Crap. For a good chunk of these, there are no, like, skins or anything, so it's pretty much just mesh the beats to the yellow line that appears. Closer you get to the center of that line, the better. That's general, rhythm game logic. Also, moment to mention this, Daniel has effectively worked on some of the most recent Serenity Volume 1. He did help contribute to one song, if I remember correctly. He's also done some translation for part of the game, too. Flailing time ensues. Ugh, terrible. I don't know a good chunk of these. I'm sorry for the terrible performances you are about to see. Because again, my reflexes just don't mesh with rhythm games, and yes, this one also specifically had its own peripheral. The peripheral Drummania. 8 different triggers that you essentially need to worry about when timing everything, and it's all synced to various instruments of the music, drums, cymbals, or some type of hi-hat, etc., etc. It's interesting for that reason. You know what? I'll save that one for another mode, because I think that one also appears on GDGF. If I'm remembering correctly. I could not be, and I'm not. So you know what? Let's go for Broken. This is one of the ones that I haven't quite tested yet, so pardon my flailing. I believe, yep, 1 through 6 for this one. It's gonna be a little tricky for me to see which beats are which on this one. Oh wait, now I remember. This one requires... This one requires you to hit 2 buttons simultaneously. Not only do you need to hit 1 through 6 for the appropriate notes here, you also need to hit shift in order to... You need to hit shift in order to properly register the notes for this one. And this isn't the only one that works like this. If I remember correctly, this one specifically refers to a Guitar Hero type peripheral. Crap, wrong button. And again, that's just the statement for this one. Okay. That was terrible, but hey. I think you can hold for multiple notes in a row and only need to strum. I wasn't sure about that one. Because it's like, you gotta hold the appropriate buttons 1 through 6 in order to activate the channel, essentially, and then appropriately strum by hitting the button. I want to double check that one. Because there is another mode that operates similarly to this that tries to emulate Rock Band, so that's going to be important. This is going to be important to double check. Okay, then. Okay, so by the look of it, you still need to... You can hold the notes early, but you'll still need to strum with good timing. Figured I'd double check that one. It's like you can hold open the channels, but you'll still need to strum with perfect timing, and it will still count as a miss if you strum it and the channel doesn't have a note in it. Again, I won't claim to have much experience with rhythm games, but I'm good at figuring things out, especially on the fly, and especially since similar mechanics work between GDGF and GH, if I remember correctly. I double-checked this one last night, so that's how I know that one. Crap, wrong. Bah. Yes, this is a GH. I wonder what that one refers to. Anyway. You know what? This is one of the songs that I can This is one of the songs that I checked last night to make sure it worked. This one uses 1 through 5 and the same strumming as before. Crap. Yep, I double-checked that. This is a... tongue. Yes, you can change difficulty. And at that, I also need to double-check the failure state on this. I might have not hit the button the right number of times. Shoot. Yeah, I don't think I hit the button the right number of times. Let's see. I think it was in the main options. No, it wasn't. Well, the worst case scenario, I could just go into the options menu. Again, this is a Ubiquitous Game Engine, so you can... Okay, hit twice when finishing leaving that menu. Gotta commit that to memory. Just, this is a Ubiquitous Game Engine, so that means you can do a whole bunch of adjusting. You can adjust for different delay, you can change the speed and pitch of the song as usual for standard rhythm game logic. You can also change the failure states in many cases, so that it will track a proper life bar, it will delay tracking it, it will only register failure at the end of a song, or just not register failure at all. And you could save a profile too, so yeah. I probably should do that at some point. No, it's not quite metal with that. I think I've got everything set, for now at least. Makes it easier to keep track of settings, makes it easier to play game. There is a fitness mode for this, so if you have the appropriate peripherals, say a dance pad, like Daniel's got, then you could just do a bunch of songs as your exercise, and it will track how many calories you've burned by playing songs. It's helpful. I will give appropriate credit. Some of these songs that I'm using are part of a DMC-free list. Club Fantastic, specifically. This is one of them, if I remember. And I'm butchering it. Crap. Yes, I need to sip. And bringing back the line that I used last time, yes, I'll take the D. I'll take the D. Ugh. Because again, I suck at rhythm games. Yeah, I could kind of tell that, because you gotta keep track of a lot of buttons. 5 of them, specifically. Gotta make sure to open the right channels, and on top of just opening the right channels, you also need to strum too, and for whatever reason, it can create a disjoint, where you swear you're hitting the button where you're supposed to, and it's not quite actually doing what you think you're doing. I learned that the hard way when I was checking to make sure things worked. And because I remember Teanos said he really liked Taiko. Yes, Taiko exists in this. Oh, gross. Sounds like you need a lot of dexterity. Now I'm kind of glad that I'm picking something that's relatively simple. Ah. Maybe. Is it maybe? Maybe. They might exist. Might need to adjust the speed and the player options. Yes, Codex. Relatively simple. Also, hello. Okay. So maybe drop this down to 75 so I actually can react. Oh, holy night. Bah. Oh, that was the scrolling speed. I'm a dummy. This is what happens when I decide to try and operate a rhythm game at literally an hour after waking up. So in that case, give myself that so I can process things a little better. Speed mod. Screen filter. Actually, I think it was like at the top, speed mod type, right? Set back to multiply. Okay. And average BPM uses the medium throughout the entire song to get a multiplied number. Rate is the option. Okay. And I believe rate is specifically within modifiers, I want to say. No, it was not. Oh, it was on the main options. I'm a dummy. Oh, yeah, it's right here. Doi. So let's just set that to 0.75. Honestly, that's fair and probably a good idea. Ah, right, I forgot to set the failure state. So, Taiko. Taiko is a 4-beat rhythm that specifically uses a drum peripheral, if I remember correctly. It doesn't always use it, but regardless, the functionality is somewhat similar. You got two inner beats, two outer beats, and it's a matter of meshing that timing. I remember where the failure state adjustment was. I think that was in the main options? No, it was not. Ah. actually. I could just back up and go to the menu that I genuinely know. That was the wrong one. Was it within the system settings? There we go. Yeah, that's why I figured I'd bring this up as a means of emulating it in the worst case scenario when you don't have everything necessary. Sorry, simulating. My apologies. He's right on that one. There is a difference between simulation and emulation. A drastic difference. Ah, terrible. I'll take a D. I apologize, that was noise toxicity. I want to get something Digimon running, because I happen to like Digimon, and yeah. Unfortunately, this was the closest I could get. Something straight out of... I'm trying to remember the specific game. It was a DS game where you could, like, raise Digimon, and it was adorable, and I want to try and buy it at some point, but it's been a pain and a half trying to find it. And unfortunately, it also has only one difficulty mode, so it's probably a bad idea for me to show it like that. Let's probably use something with a lesser difficulty. Crap. A lot of flailing. I'll take a D. I'll take a D.